Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with a sort of a review, but not really. If you guys are not familiar with what went on with the whole launch of the Tarte Shape Tape foundation range, I'll give you a quick backstory and explain. So Tarte launched their Shape Tape foundation recently. It was very anticipated because the Tarte Shape Tape concealer is one of the most cult favorite concealers probably of all time. So naturally, everyone's super excited for them to launch a foundation to go along with Shape Tape. And then they released the swatches. As soon as I saw the swatch picture, I knew people were gonna lose their mind. The shade range was really, it was really laughable, honestly. It's like, it's like 30 billion shades of beige, and then it just jumps to 3 types of brown, and they're not like, there's like no variety, obviously, because there are 3. Like, how could there be variety? Personally, I wasn't shocked because Tarte's shade range, that's their shade range always. Like in their other foundations, I think they have one foundation that has a different range than that, that's slightly more inclusive, but most of their foundations have those exact shades. They're across the board the same shades in their foundations. So I was not surprised, but I was also not surprised that people were like kind of up in arms about it, because with companies coming out who launch foundations for 40 shades with a variety of deepness and paleness and undertones and everything, like it's obvious that you can do that. It's not an impossible task. So people are like, come on now, like this is getting fucking old, you know what I mean? And again, I get it. I understand why people are annoyed about this. I think the reason why this foundation in particular was the straw that broke the camel's back on this stuff was because it was so hotly anticipated, and it comes only a few months after Fenty launched 40 shades of their foundation. So it's really like, it's fresh in people's mind that like there can be a better range, and then this happens, you know what I mean? So when the shades launched, I asked a bunch of you guys on Instagram in a poll whether you want to still see me review it, because I wasn't sure, honestly, if people were so annoyed that they were over it, or if they still wanted to know in case, you know, they were expanding the line and it would be more inclusive, and, you know, the people who would be left out could still want to see the formulation so they know when the time comes. And 71% of you, I'll put that in here, 71% of you said you still wanted to see it. So I went ahead and ordered both formulas, and then things just kept getting worse, and they did this really weird interview with Pop Sugar where they said that they were going to expand seasonally because people are darker in the summer. What? And then they did a bunch of shady things, like shut off their comments on their Instagram posts about the foundation. And it's just, honestly, they handled it in a real ugly way. I didn't like how they handled it whatsoever. I don't want to review something and then wind up liking it and recommending it if at the end of the day, it's not something that you guys want, A, and B, they very easily could have turned around and said, hey, listen, we hear you guys, that's clearly what the people want, we will improve on it, and we're sorry. They could have done that, and they didn't, and the way that they handled it just did not sit well with me. It didn't sit well with me at all. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. This is a little life lesson for you guys that we can take out of this situation. If you fuck something up, and you know that you fucked it up, and everybody's saying you fucked it up, and you know they're right, just own it. Just own it. Be like, you know what? I did fuck that up. I fucked up, and I'm gonna try to make it better. Because I'll tell you what, if they did that, I bet a lot of people would have dropped this a lot sooner, because that's what people want. That's all people want, is to say, hey, we don't like this. We think that you can improve, and for a company to listen to them, and then they give that company the money for the things that they said they wanted improved, and everyone is happy. But instead, they said that people get darker in the summer. So yeah, at that point I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not reviewing this shit. When it comes to my house, I'll try it once or twice. If it's great, maybe I'll use it in my real life and not use it on the internet, but I'm definitely not gonna review it. And then, as if the giant shithole that they were digging themselves into. They were halfway to Australia digging themselves into this hole, and then it came to light that the hydrating version of the foundation is exactly the same formula as the old Tarte foundation, which is the hybrid gel foundation that came out about 1.5 to 2 years ago. And again, instead of saying, yeah, we should have just said that this was repackaged and we fucked up and we're sorry. Oh no, no. Oh no, no. What they said was, it's different because we blended it differently, which kind of could possibly maybe make sense. I mean, I know that certain eyeshadows perform differently if you press them with a different amount of pressure. If I bake a cake, if I whip it too long, sometimes it gets too risen in the oven. So I don't know, maybe chemically that could make sense, but I smell bullshit though. So being that I have both of them in my hands now, we're gonna try one on one side of my face and one on the other side of my face today, and we're going to compare. Obviously, I already have them on now. I filmed this after I filmed the demo, so I won't tell you any spoiler alerts, but we're also going to do some little check-ins throughout the day. I'm a little disappointed in Tarte, to be honest with you. I hope that they get it together because I do like them. I do like their products, and I would like to see them still be relevant going forward, but I feel like the way things are going, it ain't looking so good right now. Personally, I don't really review that many foundation products. Honestly, very rarely do I do like a full review of a foundation. Really, it's only if it's like something that's like hotly anticipated, then I'll do a review on it. But going forward, I'm going to make more of an effort to make sure that I include my thoughts on the shade range in a review when I review a foundation, because I'm definitely guilty of not really paying attention to that in the past because my shade is usually always there, so I don't even think about it. I want to make sure that I include all the factors for everyone, so going forward I'm definitely going to be making more of an effort to do that. So write that down and hold me accountable to it. Thank you very much. Second, I did try the matte version of the Shape Tape since I have it, and I gotta be honest, I don't like it. I think that it's very clingy. It clings to every little bit of any kind of a texture on my skin, and it manages somehow to not have enough coverage but also look cakey at the same time. I am not a fan of it whatsoever, and I am 100% going to be sending that one back. So just FYI, in case you were wondering what I thought about that one, I did try it. Don't like it. So with that being said, I am going to apply one half of my face with one formula and one half of my face with the other formula, and we're gonna see what happens. This is the applicator. It looks a lot like the Shape Tape applicator for the Shape Tape concealer, except that it's gigantic, which the original one is pretty gigantic, and I kind of don't get why you would want to apply foundation with this kind of an applicator. It's like, I don't know, just not for me. I can tell you with a great deal of certainty that they smell exactly the same. Apply a dollop of that to the back of my hand, and there is a dollop of the original hybrid gel that I scooped out with the back of my nail. So far, the shades look identical, which they should be, hopefully, over a line of foundations anyway. And as I rub them, they feel the same. They have about the same amount of coverage, the same amount of slip. So far, things are looking to be fucking identical. So first I'm going to pick up the hybrid gel foundation and apply that to the left side of my face, and then I will apply the new foundation to the right side of my face. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the new Shape Tape Hydrating Foundation on the right side. Okay, I have you guys in as close as I could possibly get you. So we have the new foundation here on my right side, and we have the old one here on the left. They have the exact amount of coverage, the exact same finish. They smell exactly the same, they feel exactly the same. So far, it would appear they are exactly the same. Obviously the application is a little bit different, being that this is a wand and the other one came in a jar. Personally, I don't like foundations that come in a jar. I don't like to have to stick either my sponge or a spatula or a finger or something into a jar. I just want a fucking pump. Just give me a damn pump on a foundation, for shit's sake. Just a pump. Why do we have to experiment? Just put a pump. Whew, but I digress. I also don't really like the wand application. I feel like you have to dip the wand a bunch of times to get enough foundation for your whole face. And I'm not even like a super duper cake face ass bitch. Like I mean, I wear plenty of makeup, don't get me wrong, but I don't like cover my whole face to get like ultimate coverage all the time. That's not my goal. Yet I still felt like to actually get it to spread over my entire face, I needed to dip back in here like 2 or 3 times to make sure that I got my face covered. So not a fan of the new way of applying it over the old way of applying it. I don't like either of them, to be honest with you. I equally dislike the old packaging and the new packaging. So for now, the plan is I'm gonna go finish my makeup and I will do some check-ins today as I go about my day, just to let you guys know if for some reason they wear a little bit differently. Oh my god, excuse me. I really sincerely doubt that they're going to wear differently because they have the exact same ingredient list in the exact same order. They have the exact same feel and look on the skin, and they smell exactly the same even. So yeah, I am going to do some check-ins and see if they wear any differently from one another. So far, they seem identical. This is not going to be a super long wear test because I already know that this foundation is not the longest wearing in the world. The hybrid gel is something that I would go for generally if I was wearing like a lighter face of makeup for the day, and also like I don't need it to be on the entire day like cement. So it might be about a 6-hour wear test, maybe 8 if I'm feeling sassy. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll kind of play it by ear and see how it's wearing as the day goes on. And I'll let you guys know if any differences crop up in how it wears, etc., etc. Okay, so I went ahead and did the rest of my makeup. I just did a really quick face today because, quite frankly, I'm not going outside today. Why, you ask? Because there is an ice storm happening outside and I have work that I need to do here, so I'm not going out there unless like I absolutely have to, and it's just not in the plan. I just threw on a wing, some flared lashes, and one of my favorite neutral lips. This is Dose of Colors Play It Cool Liquid Lipstick. I know if I don't say that, somebody's going to ask in the comments. It is currently 2:20 p.m., so I will try to do a 4-hour check-in around 6:20, 6:30, and then we'll maybe do one more check-in after that. As far as applying other makeup around and over this, again, it seems exactly the same on both sides. The new one performs exactly the same as the old one. And I did go ahead and use Shape Tape Concealer today, just for good measure, because, you know, I had it, so why the fuck not? I will see you guys in 4 hours. It is 6:29 p.m., so we are just about 4 hours into our wear test here. And I'm actually gonna make this the first and only check-in, to be honest with you, because it is wearing exactly the same on each side. They are both getting rather dewy, which is what I expected because the hybrid gel foundation always gets kind of dewy after a few hours. It is one of those foundations where you put it on and you definitely get a little bit dewy, but at the same time, it doesn't break up. So if you don't mind that dewy, glistening kind of a look, it still looks good. I don't think that that's a negative. However, it is most certainly behaving exactly the same on each side. And to be honest, I think it's very safe to conclude that these are the exact same foundation, that blending it differently didn't really have much of an impact on how it behaves, and it's the same shit. If you liked the hybrid gel foundation and you were upset that they stopped selling it, you can rest assured that it's still available. And if you are one of the 4 people they have shades for, then you'll be very happy with that. I can't say that it is bad foundation because I liked this foundation before this whole thing came about. I may still return it though, because I do still have the hybrid gel one and I don't think I need 2 of them. I am most certainly returning the matte one though, because I just genuinely don't like that one at all. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go take this off because I don't really think there's any point in me sitting around my house wearing this any further. It's not gonna start changing into different foundations on each side of my face because this shit is the same foundation in a new bottle. And that is my conclusion. I mean, obviously there's always a margin of error. Maybe I'm wrong, but if you ask me, this shit's the same. And that is all for today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I always appreciate you hanging out, talking about makeup with me and other things. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, because that really helps me out and I would endlessly appreciate it. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you have not already, because I would love to have you stick around, see more videos. I have new videos going up about twice a week these days, so there's plenty of content for you to stick around for. Do not forget to follow me on social media. You will be missing out if you don't, because I post new looks to Instagram every single day. I do mini tutorials on Instagram. There's something new going up on Instagram every single day. And if you want to catch me on Twitter for a little conversation, that's the best way to get in touch with me, because the notifications don't get as buried there. So yeah, that's all for now. And I will see your tushies in the next one.